really honestly forgot how good that sounds with the MBRP exhaust and the long tube headers and the Coyote. So we're back with another video for the Mustang. It's been a while since I've actually started this car because it has a reoccurring problem again that I thought that was solved last year before Mustang Week. But I reached out to the guy that did all the work on the car last year. I reached out to him. It's been a little bit of time, but he's going to get back with me to see when he can fit it in his schedule that I can drop the car off to have all the work done. So the problem last year was it wasn't really grounded to where it would, I guess, give enough power from the battery to the starter and all that good stuff. And it's having the same issue. The car struggled to start before I drove it out here about a mile from my house. So that's why I'm just going to let it run. Basically, it needs to run anyways. But, you know, the car has come far along. It came, you know, really, really far along last year to even the point of replacing the back glass. You know, when I took all the tint off, actually at Mustang Week, and then, you know, just I went ahead to had a new back window replaced. I'm gonna be honest, I've definitely lost a little interest in driving this car. I think I just want something new. I think I want the S550 at this point. I think I'm just kind of gearing towards what I want to do with that, and just have this as, like, you know, another car, another project that's basically finished almost at the point. Especially, so what we're going to do is, or what I'm going to have done is, I'm going to have currently I have the Team Z K member. If you're not familiar with Team Z, they're the first ones that I saw LMR use the Coyote swap for. So they use that K member to put the engine in, clear the oil pan, tubular suspension, and if you don't know what that is, it basically just lightens up the front end. The cradle or the factory K member, whatever you want to call it, it's much heavier. This one's much lighter. It's definitely geared or oriented more towards like drag racing. I went ahead and bought a Maximum Motorsports entire setup, from the steering column to replace that, new caster camber plates, which I already have, but I wanted to start over. So like a new bump steer kit, but like the whole K member kit, new springs for the front. We're going to leave the rear. The rear currently has the UPR upper and lowers because I did have the Team Z set up on there last summer, and I had that removed when I had the exhaust put on. I forgot the shop's name, but you know, they did a really good job. So I kind of went away with a lot of stuff and just refreshed the car in a way to get more interest in it, but also gear it towards where I want to take it. And where I want to take it is more of a street friendly kind of driving, more enthusiast of, like, if you were to autocross it. I'm not going to autocross the car that much, but that's something that I do want to do with this car. But, like, you know, I bought wheels last year and all that stuff, so that's what the plan is. My entire, like, shed, it's almost like a garage shed, is just packed with brand new everything, to like a new black SVE radiator because I thought black would look cooler under the hood. A new kind of radiator support, gonna have a new one put in. The previous owner years ago, I guess they got stuck in a ditch, so it crumpled up the bottom a little bit. No real issues. It didn't cause any issues to the car. Just I want to start fresh, at least with the car. And maybe try to clean up any stuff that I can clean up here when the K members dropped out and stuff. So kind of just go over stuff. Some of the pulleys, I believe, are going to have to be replaced on this to definitely make it run better. So I think that's where I'm at with this. Like I said, I've lost interest a little bit. You know, the car does sit. My interest is obviously geared towards the 4Runner and kind of doing like an overland build. I want to get another 4Runner to where I can do that. Something more dedicated to an overland. I'd probably do like a Fortune. I think I can find a cheap enough one, or maybe a Sequoia, but maybe start with the 4Runner. I don't know. So I think that's kind of just where I'm at with this, but I have the best of both worlds at the end of the day, where I have a Mustang and I can go do Mustang stuff or street car stuff. That's where I want this car to be, basically. It's just be able to hop in it with the issue fixed with the battery not starting, or the car not starting every time. Not have to worry about that. So hopefully can tackle that issue when the K member and all that's done, or being done, and just kind of go from there. Because I've set this car back up to be, you know, as factory as possible. Everything from the interior, minus, the car's actually kind of clean for it's sitting, but, you know, going from the seats to, these are, you know, aftermarket seats. Like I got the new seat rails too. I forgot I even had the seat rails, so I can actually they fit better in the vehicle, I guess, if I'm saying something correctly, I guess. But everything from like a backup camera, you know, who's gonna really stick a backup camera on a car that's strictly for drag racing, I guess. And that's where I want to go away from, because there's nothing wrong with the Team Z K-member setup. It's a great setup. I've had it for basically 10 years on this car. I think it's just time to go ahead and refresh it. I'm going to get rid of it, so not going to ask much for it since it's used, but at the same time, it's, you know, it's definitely done wonders for this vehicle, and Team Z makes great stuff. They're a big competitor to UPR, but, you know, Team Z or UPR, you can't go wrong with either one. Both are definitely oriented to their kind of own specific niche in the market, but both are overall drag racing or for drag racing. So, like, I know that I talked about doing a retrofit set on this. As you can see, the headlights are already starting to peel. They're cheap eBay or Amazon, so you can basically buy those for like under $100 on Amazon. So that's kind of where we're at with the vehicle. The vehicle still is fun to drive. I'm gonna get this thing painted too. I figured that would just like kind of cement the car, the look, and then at that point, having everything done with the K-member and all that stuff switched up, everything else has basically been done. It's gonna be just, you know, have a car that I can take somewhere. It's clean looking and have zero issues with that, so I can take it to some car events and stuff that I choose to go to, especially like Cars and Coffee or something. And I think definitely, I know a lot of people bitch and gripe about the car, the stance of the car. Don't worry, it's going to be lowered more. I think when the new K-member setup is, we're going to see how low the vehicle can actually go without scraping the oil pan. That's my biggest thing. It has a factory oil pan for this Coyote engine for the 15 to 17 still in it, and I'm going to keep it that way, but I just don't want to bust up a bunch of shit underneath. So I'm going to see, you know, how low I can take the car without slamming the car, but also have a good like look to it like I used to have on the vehicle. So that's where we're at, guys. I'm going to take this thing, drive it around a little bit while it's still, you know, almost full of gas. So see what goes on with it, give it a couple pulls, and then take it home and let it sit again. So, all right, I'll catch you on the next video for the Mustang. I'll do an updated video probably once I drop it off or before I do, and kind of just go from there, showing all the stuff, the parts and stuff that I have that are going to go swapped into this car, and we'll go from there. So I'll catch you on the next video. Have a good one.